Senior Maths faculty welcomes you to my channel Marvelous Maths. In the previous, I explained Newton-Leibniz rule. Based on that rule, I explained some questions also. Now, I am explaining JEE advanced type questions by applying Newton's Leibniz rule. How to solve that type of questions, now we will see. Okay, so here I am giving one question which is match the following type. Here three questions are there, A, B, C. Here four options are given, P, Q, R, S. Now solve these three questions A, B, C and match the answers, corresponding answers. Now take the first question. So what is the first question here? A is a bit. F of x is given f of x is equal integral 0 to x dt by root 1 plus t cube. What is given here? F of x is equal integral 0 to gt 1 by root 1 plus t cube dt. So I am taking this function here. Okay. Now find out the derivative using the Newton's Leibniz rule. So that implies f dash x is equal, here apply the Newton's Leibniz rule. So already all of you familiar with Newton's Leibniz rule. How to apply that? Substitute the upper limit in place of the function and upper limit derivative, minus substitute lower limit into lower limit derivative. So what is upper limit here? G of x. Substitute in place of t, g of x. So 1 by root of 1 plus g of x whole cube, d of g of x, that is g dash x, derivative of g of x, that is g dash x, minus 0. This is f dash x. Okay. Now find g dash x. Here given that g of x is equal to integral 0 to cos x 1 plus sin t square, 1 plus sin t square. Okay. So g dash x is equal, here g of x is integral 0 to cos x, 0 to cos x 1 plus sin t square dt, integral 0 to cos x 1 plus sin t square dt. Now find the derivative of this function g of x, which is g dash x. Now apply the formula Newton's Leibniz rule. Substitute the upper limit in place of t, 1 plus sin of cos x whole square into cos x derivative minus sin x minus substitute upper lower limit 0. This is g dash x. Okay. Now you need to find out f dash pi by 2. So substitute x is equal to pi by 2 here. G dash pi by 2 is equal 1 plus, substitute here pi by 2, cos 90, you know 0. What is cos 90? 0. Sin 0? 0. So 1 plus 0 into, substitute x is equal to 90 here. X is equal to 90. So sin 90 1 minus 1. So you will get minus 1. G dash pi by 2 is equal minus 1. Okay? G dash pi by 2. Now find out g of pi by 2. G of pi by 2 is equal, you know g of x here. g of x is this one. Here in place of x substitute pi by 2. So integral 0 to cos pi by 2 1 plus sin t square dt. What is the value of cos pi by 2? Cos pi by 2 is nothing but 0. So lower limit is 0, upper limit is 0. Whenever lower limit and upper limit both are equal, the value of the definite integral is 0. So g of pi by 2 is equal 0. This is equation 1. This is equation 2. Now you need to find out f dash pi by 2. So substitute here f dash pi by 2. In this step substitute x is equal pi by 2. F dash pi by 2 is equal, substitute here x is equal pi by 2. 1 by root of 1 plus g of pi by 2 whole cube into g dash pi by 2. G dash pi by 2. What is g of pi by 2? 0. So this value is 0. What is g dash pi by 2? This value is minus 1. Minus 1. So substitute there. 1 by root 1 plus 0 into minus 1. So here we are getting the value of f dash pi by 2 is minus 1. F dash pi by 2 is minus 1. So what is the answer of first question? A minus 1. So A is mapped to R because its answer is minus 1. Its answer is minus 1. Okay. Next. Now see the second question. If fx is a non-zero differentiable function, fx is a non-zero differentiable function satisfying this equation, then what is f of 2? So take the given equation, given question number B, given integral 0 to x f of t dt is equal f of x whole square. That is given. Then you have to find f of 2 value. Okay, all of you listen carefully how I am solving this question by using the Newton-Leibniz rule. Okay, so differentiate both sides with respect to x. Differentiating on both sides. Differentiating on both sides with respect to x. Then by applying Newton-Leibniz rule, what is the derivative of left hand side? Substitute upper limit f of x into derivative of x 1 minus substitute lower limit f of 0 into derivative of 0 is equal, what is the derivative of right hand side? F of x whole square 2 into f of x into f dash x. Okay, so this implies f of x is equal 2 into f of x into f dash x. 2 into f of x into f dash x. What is given? Fx is a non-zero differentiable function. Non-zero function. So you can calculate f of x. Then f dash x is equal 1 by 2. Now integrate both sides. Integrate both sides. F dash x dx is equal integral 1 by 2 dx. So you will get f of x is equal x by 2 plus constant c. Once again say this. Take the given equation. Integral 0 to x f of t dt is equal f of x whole square. Now differentiating on both sides with respect to x, apply the Newton-Leibniz rule. Substitute upper limit f of x, upper limit derivative 1 minus substitute lower limit f of 0 into 0 derivative 0 is equal f of x whole square derivative 2 into f of x into f dash x. Okay. Next, in the next step, f of x is equal 2 into f of x into f dash x. But here in the question given that f of x is non-zero differentiable function. So f of x cancel together. Then you will get f dash x is equal to 1 by 2. Integral f dash x dx is equal to integral 1 by 2 into dx. That implies f of x is equal integration derivative cancel together. You will get f of x is equal integral 1 derivative x by 2 plus c, x by 2 plus c. Now you have to find c value. How to find c value? Okay. Here in the given equation 1, substitute x is equal to 0. Put x is equal to 0. Put x is equal to 0 in equation 1. So integral 0 to 0 f of t dt is equal f of 0 whole square. Now whenever lower limit and upper limit are equal, then value of the definite integral is 0. So this value 0, that is equal to f of 0 whole square. So 0 is equal f of 0 whole square. This value becomes 0, implies f of 0 is equal to 0. F of 0 is equal to 0. Okay. Now substitute x is equal to 0 in equation 2. So 2 implies f of 0 is equal 0 plus c. What is f of 0? 0. So that implies 0 is equal c. 0 is equal to c. So c value becomes 0. Then 2 implies f of x is equal x by 2. This is our function. After getting this function, you have to find f of 2. That is easy. In place of x, you have to substitute 2. So substitute there x is equal to 2. 2 by 2, which is 1. So after getting the function, you can find out the image of any number. So f of 2 by 2, that is 1. So f of 2 is 1. So b is mapped to yes. B is mapped to yes. That is 1. Because answer is 1. Now see the third bit, which is C question. Question number C. If integral a to b 2 plus x minus x square dx is maximum, then a plus b is equal. Okay. This is not the application of Newton-Leibniz rule. We have to do this question in another way. It is not the application of Newton-Leibniz rule. Okay. So what is given? Integral a to b 2 plus quadratic equation minus x square plus x plus 2 equal to 0. By finding the factors, what are the factors for this quadratic equation? You will get 2 and minus 1. Therefore, minus 1 and 2 are the zeros of this quadratic polynomial. And also we know that the quadratic polynomial has maximum value 4ac minus b square by 4a at x is equal to minus b by 2a whenever x square coefficient is negative. Okay? Whenever x square coefficient is positive, the quadratic polynomial has minimum value 4ac minus b square by 4a at x is equal to minus b by 2a. Here, our quadratic polynomial is of the form px square plus qx plus r is equal to 0 form. Here p is equal to minus 1, which is a negative. So this quadratic polynomial has maximum value 4ac minus b square by 4a. That means by calculating this, you will get 9 by 4. Here a is p, c is r, p is q by 4p. By calculating this value, you will get 9 by 4. this is maximum because p value is minus 1, p is negative. That's why the quadratic polynomial has maximum value 4ac minus b square by 4a. That means here 4pr minus q square by 4p. You will get 9 by 4. This is existed x is equal minus p by 2a. Calculating this value, you will get 1 by 2. So minus x square plus x plus 2 quadratic polynomial has maximum value at 9 by 4 at x is equal to 1 by 2. So this quadratic polynomial, we know that every quadratic polynomial is represents a parabolic curve. So you have to draw the parabolic curve. By drawing this parabolic curve, this polynomial has minus 1 and 2 are the zeros. So the parabolic curve crosses the x-axis at minus 1 and 2. And this parabolic curve has maximum value at x is equal to 1 by 2. At x is equal to 1 by 2. Maximum value at x is equal to 1 by 2. And that maximum value is 2.2. Approximately 2.2. So in between minus 1 and 2, in between minus 1 and 2, this parabolic curve, that means our quadratic polynomial has maximum, So that's why integral a to b 2 plus x minus x square dx is equal integral minus 1 to 2 plus x minus x square dx is maximum. Because this quadratic polynomial attains maximum value 9 by 4 at x is equal to 1 by 2 in between the zeros of this quadratic polynomial. What are the zeros of this quadratic polynomial? Minus 1 and 2. So in this interval minus 1 and 2, in this interval this quadratic polynomial has maximum. So a is equal to minus 1, b is equal to 2. A is equal to minus 1, b is equal to 2. Implies a plus b is equal to 2 minus 1, 1. So our answer is 1. That's it. So in this question, to solve this question, the key concept is, I will explain the key concept. So what you have to apply the key concept is integral a to b f of x dx is maximum. A to b f of x dx is maximum. Here f of x is our quadratic polynomial. Okay, our quadratic polynomial. F of x is our quadratic polynomial. So integral a to b f of x dx is maximum. For to solve this type of questions, so fx is a quadratic polynomial. Quadratic polynomial has maximum or minimum at x is equal minus b by 2a. At x is equal to minus b by 2a. If fx is equal ax square plus bx plus c, fx is equal ax square plus bx plus c. Quadratic polynomial has maximum or minimum at x is equal to minus b by 2a. Okay, 2a in the interval a comma b, close interval a comma b, where ab are two zeros of ax square plus bx plus c. Our function ax square plus bx plus c. Okay, then a is equal ab are two zeros of this function. Then after that you can calculate a plus b or a minus 3b or 4a minus b or a by b or step of a by b, etc. So remember the key concept. Once again I am explaining the key concept which you have to apply in this question is integral a to b f of x dx is maximum. Here fx is ax square plus bx plus c. This is maximum if f of x is equal to quadratic polynomial ax square plus bx plus c has maximum or minimum at x is equal to minus b by 2a, at x is equal to minus b by 2a in the interval, closed interval a comma b, where a, b are the zeros of the quadratic polynomial. So to solve this type of questions, first we have to find the zeros of the quadratic polynomial f of x is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. After getting the zeros of the quadratic polynomial, you will get the interval, closed interval a comma b. After that, you can find a plus b or 3a minus b or 2a plus b or step of a by b, etc., etc. So this is the key concept. That's it. We are going to solve another advanced type question, which is paragraph type question. So in this type of questions, one paragraph is given to you. Based on that paragraph, you have to answer the below 3 or 4 or 2 questions. Okay. So first of all, you have to read the paragraph very, very carefully. You have to read each and every term carefully, and you have to understand each term in the correct way. Then only you have to apply the suitable formulas and solve this. So here I am reading the paragraph. Here we are given two curves. Two curves are given to us. One is y is equal to integral 0 to x f of t dt. Okay. So two curves are given. First curve, second curve. In the what is first curve here? Y is equal to integral 0 to x f of t dt. What is second curve here? Y is equal to f of x. First curve is y is equal to integral 0 to x f of t dt. Second curve is y is equal to f of x. Now first curve passes through the point 0 comma 1 by 2. 0 comma 1 by 2. Passing 0 comma 1 by 2. Here second curve is passing 0 comma 1, passing through 0 comma 1, and f of x is always positive and differentiable function. Y is greater than 0 for all x belongs to R. Okay, so two curves given to you, and those two curves are passes through two different points. First curve passes through 0 comma 1 by 2. Second curve passes through 0 comma 1. Now next, what is given? If tangents drawn to both the curves, tangents are drawn to these two curves at the point whose abscissas are equal. Abscissa should be equal. So what is abscissa here? 0. What is abscissa here? 0. So abscissa are equal. So take this 0, x is 0. When x is 0, what is the y coordinate on first curve? 1 by 2. When x is 0, what is the y coordinate of second curve? 1. On the y coordinate on the second curve is 1. So you know the point. Now differentiate both sides using Leibniz rule, Newton-Leibniz rule. So y dash is equal, apply the Newton-Leibniz rule, substitute upper limit f of x, x derivative 1 minus substitute lower limit f of 0, 0 derivative 0. So y dash is equal f of x, y dash is equal f of x. Okay. Now what is y dash here? By differentiating on both sides, y dash is equal f dash x. Now here we know the point, we know the slope. Using point slope form, find the tangents. Find the tangents to both the curves. So y minus 1 by 2 is equal, what is the derivative here? F of x into x minus 0 is the tangent. Is the tangent. Now what is the tangent for this second curve? Y minus 1 is equal x minus 0 into slope is here f dash x is the tangent. This is a tangent for first curve, this is a tangent for second curve. Okay, now these two tangents intersect on a point on x-axis. So on x-axis, what is y coordinate? On x-axis, y coordinate is 0. So put y is equal to 0. Put y is equal to 0 in this tangent here. Okay. So substitute y is equal to 0. Minus 1 by 2 is equal f of x into x. So x is equal minus 1 by 2 into f of x. Equation 1. Now similar way, substitute y is equal to 0 here. Put y is equal to 0. So minus 1 is equal f dash x into x. X is equal minus 1 by f dash x. Minus 1 by f dash x. Both are x coordinate. Equate them. So minus 1 by 2 into f of x is equal minus 1 by f dash x. Implies 2 into f of x is equal f dash x. Okay. Now f dash x by f of x is equal to f dash x by f of x is equal to integrate both sides. Integral of f dash x by f of x dx is equal integral 2 dx. Implies, what is the formula for f dash x by f of x? Integral of f dash x by f of x. Integral of f dash x by f of x. Log mod f of x. So log mod f of x is equal 2x plus c. 2x plus c. Okay. In this, substitute x is equal to 0, y is equal to 1. Because here f of x is positive, y is positive. So log y. So y is positive here. So whenever y positive, the point is given that 0, 1. Substitute x 0, y 1. So log 1, 0 is equal 2 into 0 plus c. Implies c is equal to 0. So that implies log f of x is equal 2x. Log f of x is equal 2x. That implies f of x is equal e power 2x. This is our function. Log f of x is equal to 2x implies f of x is equal to e power 2x. Once again I am explaining. First of all, you have to read each and every word in the given paragraph very carefully and understand the meaning of that every word in that paragraph in the correct way, and try to solve the given below 3 questions using the data in the given paragraph by applying some suitable formulas. Okay. First, what is given? 2 curves are given to you. First curve is integral 0 to x f of t dt, that is y. What is second curve? Y is equal to f of x is second curve. Now first curve passing through 0, 1 by 2. Second curve passing through 0, 1. Okay. Now differentiate both sides. Y dash is equal, use the Leibniz rule, you will get f of x. Differentiate second curve, y dash is equal to f dash x. Now you know the point and you know the slope. Using point slope form, write the equation of tangent. Y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. x1 y1 is 0, 1 by 2. Slope is y dash f of x. Okay, this is the tangent. Similar way, write the equation of tangent here. Next, these two tangents drawn to the given two curves at the point whose abscissas are equal. So abscissas should be equal, 0, 0. Abscissas are equal. intersect on the point on x-axis. On x-axis, y coordinate is 0. All of you know that. On x-axis, y coordinate of any point is 0. So take y0 and substitute y0 in the given two tangent equations. So minus 1 by 2 is equal to fx into x. Then x is equal to minus 1 by 2 into f of x. Substitute y is equal to 0 in the second tangent. You will get x is equal to minus 1 by f dash x. Now equate these two. You will get 2 into f of x is equal to f dash x. F dash x by f of x is 2. Now integrating on both sides. Integral f dash x by f of x, that is standard formula. What is the formula? Log mod f of x. So log mod f of x is equal integral 2 dx 2x plus c. Now here log is defined only when f of x is positive. Here f of x is positive if the curve y is equal to fx is passing through 0, 1. So substitute y is equal to 1, x is equal to 0. F of x is 1, x is 0. You will get c0. Then log f of x is equal to 2x. Removing the logarithm, f of x is equal to e power 2x. This is our function. Now taking this function, you can easily solve these three questions. Okay. So here our function is f of x is equal to e power 2x. Now use this function to solve these three questions. What is first question? Limit x tends to infinity f of x power f of minus x. Let us suppose t. Let us suppose this is a t. Now limit x tends to 0, infinity. F of x is e power 2x power e power minus 2x. E power minus 2x is equal to t. Now apply logarithm both sides. By applying logarithm, log t is equal e power minus 2x into log of e power 2x, limit x tends to infinity, e power minus 2x into log of e power 2x. So log t is equal, okay, here log of e power 2x, what is this value? Log of e power 2x, what is this value? 2x log e is 1, so you will get 2x. So limit x tends to infinity, 2x into e power minus 2x, that is equal, limit x tends to infinity, 2x by e power 2x, 2x by e power 2x. Now substitute x tends infinity, x has infinity because x tends to infinity. So substitute here infinity, infinity. You will get infinity by infinity, infinity by infinity form. Infinity by infinity is indeterminate form. Infinity by infinity is indeterminate form. So apply L'Hospital rule. Apply L'Hospital rule. By applying L'Hospital rule, log t is equal. Now differentiate the numerator and differentiate the denominator separately. Then apply as x tends to infinity. So limit x tends to infinity, 2x derivative 2, e power 2x derivative 2 into e power 2x. Numerator derivative is 2, denominator derivative is 2 into e power 2x. 2 cancel. Now substitute x is equal to infinity, 1 by infinity, you will get 0. 1 by infinity is 0. So log t is 0. Here we have base e. So t is equal e power 0. E power 0 is 1. So limit of this function is Hi guys. Now I am going to explain second question. Number of solutions of f of x is equal 2 into e power x is. This is a paragraph question. Already we solved one question for this paragraph type question. So in this paragraph question we got the function fx is e power 2x. Okay, so take that function f of x is equal e power 2x. Already we got this one in this paragraph question. By taking this, we solved first question. Now we are going to solve second question. Number of solutions of f of x is equal to 2 into e power x. So given f of x is equal 2 into e power x. Already we got the function is e power 2x. Substitute here. So 2 into here e power 2x. Here 2 into e power x. Equate them. Equating these two, you will get e power 2x is equal 2 into e power x. Now e power 2x is e power x into e power x, 2 into e power x. E power x cancel, you will get e power x is equal to 2. X is equal to log 2 base. Here, what is given? Fx is equal to 2 into e power x. Number of solutions of f of x is equal to 2 into e power x. So take that one. Substitute our function f of x e power 2x. E power 2x can be written as e power x into e power x. That is equal to 2 into e power x. E power x is cancelled together both sides. Then you will get e power x is equal to 2. X is equal to log 2 base e. This is a solution of this equation. So how many solutions we got here? 1. So number of solutions of f of x is equal to 2 into e power x is 1. Okay. Now we will go to third question. Before going to solving the third question, we need to recall the rules what we have to apply for finding the domain of the given function. Okay, so just recall the basic rules to find out the domain of the function. So first one is numerator by denominator. If our function is of the form numerator by denominator, then you have to apply the condition that denominator not equal to 0. If the given function is of the form numerator by denominator, then you have to apply the condition denominator not equal to 0 to find out the domain of the function. Next, square root of term. If the given function is of the form square root of term, then you have to apply the term should be greater than or equal to 0 to find out the domain of this function. Next, 1 by square root of term is given. 1 by square root of term is given. Then term should be greater than 0. Term should be greater than 0. Next, you have to take the function is of the form log of term. Log of term. Okay. Whenever the given function is of the form log of term, the term should be greater than 0. So these are the basic rules you have to follow to find out the domain of the given function. Okay, that's it. Here our function is root of 1 minus f of x. Third question, root of 1 minus f of x is of the form root of term. So to find out the domain of this function, term should be greater than or equal to 0. The term inside of the square root should be greater than or equal to 0. So term greater than or equal to here, term greater than or equal to 0. What is the term here? Inside of the square root is 1 minus f of x. So substitute here. 1 minus f of x. Here term is 1 minus f of x. So substitute here 1 minus f of x greater than or equal to 0. So whenever square root is given, to find out the domain of the given function, what we have to write? The term inside of the square root should be greater than or equal to 0. What is the term inside of the square root here? 1 minus f of x greater than or equal to 0. This implies you can write f of x less than or equal to 1. f of x less than or equal to 1. Here in this paragraph type question, we obtained the function is e power 2x. Here our function is e power 2x. Substitute here. So e power 2x less than or equal to 1. e power 2x less than or equal to 1. What is 1? 1 can be written as e power 0. So e power 2x less than or equal to e power 0. By applying logarithm both sides, you will get 2x less than or equal to 0 implies x less than or equal to 0. x less than or equal to 0 means all negative real numbers. x less than 0 means all negative real numbers and x is equal to 0. So here our solution is open minus infinity to closed 0. So that is third option for this question. That is third option. That is third option. So in this type of paragraph questions, first of all you have to read very carefully what is given data in the paragraph. Then enumerate all the data in a systematic way. Okay. After that, recall the suitable formulas to do the paragraph question. So observe that there is a lot of difference between JEE mains exam and JEE advanced exam. In advanced exam, we have paragraph type questions, match the following type questions, integer type questions, and single answer correct option type correct questions, and multi option correct type questions. Okay, one is single option correct type question, second one is multi option correct type question, third one is paragraph type question, fourth one is match the following type question, fifth one is integer type question. Here I explained paragraph type question. In this paragraph type question, you observed that the question is linked with so many concepts, multi-concepts, multi-chapters. Here observe that this question is linked with first one is Newton-Leibniz formula in definite integration. Next, second one is limits. Next, third one is number of solutions of the given algebraic equation. Next, fourth one is domain of the function. How to find the domain of the function in functions chapter. So you have to know about the concepts of functions. Next, limits. Next, Newton-Leibniz theorem. How to apply the Newton's-Leibniz theorem in definite integration. Next, how to solve the given algebraic equation or any equation, trigonometric equation or any equation. How to solve the given equation. So in this paragraph question, the question is linked with so many concepts and multi-chapters, multi-concepts. So this type of question will be asked in JEE advanced question, JEE advanced type exam, JEE advanced exam. So this is only example for paragraph type question. Later in the forthcoming videos, we will do the passage type questions and match the following type questions and multi option correct type questions, which are very crucial and difficult for students in the point of JEE advanced exam. Venkat, maths teacher, with love. You have to share it and subscribe and like it. This is very useful to students who are preparing for